Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Hanging with Howard on WHITU Radio. I am your host, Sean Szymanski, or Howard as I've been called before. We have a great show for you today with guest hosts Jared Mashai and Ryan working boards. We're going to talk about some current news stories and a sneak peek at iOS 8. Also, an exclusive sit-down with Mr. Placino. Stick around for that. First off today, we have what's new in the news, where we discuss the current news stories of today. First off, we're going to start with a 9-year-old boy who saved his classmate's life. Not too long ago, a 3rd grader named Zach Furman managed to perform the Heimlich maneuver on one of his peers who swallowed more than he could chew. Because of Zach's bravery, his friend Fletcher is alive to tell the story. We had a video, but it's not available today. But basically what happened was they were at a picnic at their school, and one kid, had too much to eat, and he started choking, and his friend came over and did the Heimlich and actually saved his life. And they said in the video that it was actually his father that taught him the Heimlich a few weeks ago, so that he wouldn't be helpless if, anything ever happened like this. And, so it's definitely good that the father told him that, and it's great to hear that he saved his classmate's life. Jared, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's just crazy that a 3rd grader did this. I don't even think I could. I mean, imagine if his dad didn't teach him. Choking kid could have died.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the kid was really brave. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to do something like that because, most people I know would think oh, I don't want to screw it up. It's some kid's life on the line. It might be on me if I don't do it right. And Zach's confidence and courage really played into that a lot.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Up next, we have a kindergartner who got a nice birthday surprise after his father returned home from overseas. Basically what happened was his father came home from Afghanistan, and instead of just, walking in traditionally and saying, hey, I'm back, it was his son's birthday a few days later, so he waited, and then he got in a giant box that the mother wrapped up, and then the kid opened the box, and it was pretty funny, because in the video, it was just the kid opened the box, and he just said hi. He didn't get excited or anything, he just said hi, so that was pretty funny. But
he's probably expecting a gift. He was disappointed.
Oh, yeah. It was just Dad. Seen him in a few
Dad.
years. It's just Dad, though.
No big deal.
Yeah. Well, Jared, what do you think?
Yeah, it is great to see. It's just a good thing to see a kindergartner getting his father back after who knows how long he's been gone for. It's a good thing.
Must be great. Must be a great feeling, seeing your dad come home alive and well.
After you've been worried about him for so long.
Yeah. And the reaction was pretty funny too, where he just said hi. I mean, if I didn't see my father for that long, I might get a little more excited. I don't know. But
Yeah.
he was only 5 or 6 years old, so
Right.
he might have not fully understood.
Yeah.
The soldier must have been happy too to see his son and his wife. And
Yeah. They had a newborn baby too.
wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, just even to add to the happiness
Yeah.
of the newborn child.
Yeah. Let's not forget all the other heroes that
course.
served overseas. Thank the ones that returned more than the ones who didn't.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Do you know which one it is?
Well, now let's move on to the world
Sorry.
of tech. Apple has just released some of the newest features of iOS 8, so that's coming out in the fall. The upcoming operating platform for the next generation Apple devices is iOS 8, and last week Apple stated very little about the features, but now they've released some of the new features for the messaging service. This includes you can there's audio messages that you can send, video messages, kind of like Snapchat, self-destructing messages. That seems pretty neat.
Wow.
You just send them and they are gone within a few minutes. So that must be pretty cool, but that could cause some trouble, I can see. You can add and delete people from group chats. We have a little group chat that some people might want to be deleted from, just saying. And you can mute conversations. So instead of having to turn off messaging or something, so you wouldn't get spammed with people's messages, you could just mute the thread,
Good.
and that should be good. I'm already getting excited. What about you, Jared?
Yeah, like you said, I'm getting excited myself. And you said something about self-destructing messages.
Yeah, basically, it's a message that will be deleted from the receiver's phone after a certain amount of time, and seems like iOS 8 might be copying the app of Snapchat with the video message, but that's a popular app for me, and for yeah, so that might throw that off a little bit because now there will be just the Apple included ones, but we'll see about that. Might take away from that, but that's all right.
So that sounds good.
Yeah. So now, as promised, please allow me to welcome Mr. Placino to the studio for an exclusive interview. Placino, how are you?
I'm fine, Howard, Sean.
That's good. So, we're just gonna do today, just basically broadcasting.
All right.
What do you think is so interesting about it?
Well, there's so many interesting things about broadcasting. One of them is the ability to meet so many different types of people and get to talk to them, get to discuss things with them, and you learn so much, and it can be different every day. Broadcasting has a different. It's not limited to one thing. I mean, it's just could be if you get a job in broadcasting, you could be traveling around the world, meeting leaders of different countries, exploring different locations, and basically every day can be completely fascinating and different.
Yeah, I mean, even in this class, I've had a lot of experience, and I think this market period was definitely fun. So, what got you started in this field of work?
Well, I was an English teacher for years, and then I went back to college, and I took some media courses, and I got an internship with a cable television company, and I worked there for a little while, and then I proposed an idea for a cable television show. They accepted it, and I did a cable television show with them back in 1986, and everything kind of shot off of that. Everything was an extension off of that cable TV show. This radio station, the what I do in this school, the different programs we've had in this school, all came from that experience, really. Yeah.
That's pretty good. So, I mean, in your working, probably been a lot of different changes in technology. How have you seen it, the technology used for broadcasting, how have you seen it evolutionize since you started?
Well, it's gotten a lot better. I mean, less expensive, smaller, especially with cameras, high definition.
Yeah.
The quality's gotten so much better. I used to be able, when I first started, this little camera used to weigh about 40 pounds.
Jeez.
And you had to carry it around on your shoulder. Now it's about a pound, and they even have smaller ones. And the quality of the picture is so much better than what I used to have when I first started. And everything now is computerized, digital. When I first started, you had to put everything on these tapes that were about this big. And I still have shows that I did back in the 80s on 3/4 tape, and they're huge. I mean, so everything is improved, got less expensive, got better quality, and that's what I've noticed.
It's definitely, progressed probably throughout the years. So, if you had to choose a different career, if you couldn't be in a broadcasting field,
Yeah.
right now, what would you choose? What would you see yourself in?
I would think sort of traveling reporter, or traveling. I like to travel, so maybe I could be a reporter for a travel magazine or something like that. That would be interesting. Also, I enjoy, believe it or not, I always wanted to be a tugboat operator. So I think that's a long shot, but that always interested me. going up and down the rivers and doing something like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice to see like the background of people. You
Yeah.
know, there's some things like here, like you went to like a tugboat operation, something like that.
All right.
Well, that's all the questions we have for
Okay,
today.
thank you.
Thank you for being on the show. It's been great.
All right.
We really appreciate you talking and being part of the show. Now for this day in history on June 11th. First, in 2012, 5 people were killed after an ambulance hits a roadside bomb in Afghanistan. That was in 2012. In 1993, Jurassic Park opens and sets the box office weekend record of $502 million
Wow.
over the
A
weekend.
lot of money.
Definitely. In 1985, Russian space probe Vega 1 landed on Venus. So that must have been definitely a big accomplishment in 1985. I mean, we still have probes going out today. In 1940, Italy entered World War II when they raided Malta.
Malta.
Malta, yes. And lastly, in 1184 BC, the city of Troy was sacked and burned in the Trojan War.
Wow.
So that dates all the way back then.
That was today?
Yeah, today, 1184 BC.
Wow.
So that was when the Trojan horse was entered into the city of Troy.
That's really cool to think about that.
Yeah.
A huge piece of history today.
Yeah, just on this day. And that's, 3,000 years ago, or more than that. So that's pretty cool to think about. But, yeah, so, well, now let's move on to the weather for the week. Today is not too great of a day. Cloudy, it was raining this morning. It might rain again. 76% humidity, and it feels like 65 degrees right now. So, I mean, temperature-wise, it's not too bad outside, but humidity is brutal. Tomorrow, for Thursday, we have 76 degrees, isolated thunderstorms, and, yeah, so, again, it's not going to be too great of a day, 60% chance of rain. Friday, we have 70% chance of rain, thunderstorms, and high in the mid-70s. So, it's just, for the next few days, it's going to be rainy. But then, it's looking pretty nice for Saturday, mostly sunny, in the low 80s. So that definitely should be nice. Very low % chance of precipitation. Sunday, same thing pretty much. Highs in the upper 70s, sun and clouds, and very low % chance of precipitation. Next week, for Monday and Tuesday, we're looking at some chance of precipitation, high 80s. No, I'm sorry, mid 80s. So that's your weather up to Tuesday. Weekend should be nice. The rest of the days this week, not too nice. But so that's all for today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have. Thank you for tuning into Hanging with Howard on WHIT Radio. It's been a great show. Jared Machado and Mr. Placino for being on the show today. It has been great. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
All right, good job, Howard. Hanging with Howard. How long was that?
That was 14 minutes.